Hello and welcome back to Actually Let's Talk About It with me, your host Lily. And today, y'all, we are going to get into Only Friends episode 7, y'all. So episode 6 was mess. It was a mess, but we already knew that it would be because episode 6 would mark the halfway point of the series because there's only 12 episodes in this whole season. And we might be only 12 episodes in the whole series because usually GMMTV don't really give us season 2s unless we're talking about Together the series, but Still Together was kind of like even a half season, so we don't know yet. However, Ray was airing everybody out in the friend group, y'all. Like, yeah, like, was it deserved? Kind of, a little bit. He was airing everybody out. However, when he got to Sand and he started to get mad disrespectful with Sand, that's kind of where I took offense, because I'm like, you could talk about everybody else in your friend group, from Mew to Chium to her girlfriend Prill to Nick and Ton to Top especially, but Sand didn't do nothing. So I'm really trying to understand what he was coming at Sand with that energy for. But, it's Ray, and he's still got a lot of stuff he needs to go to therapy for. And, Alcoholics Anonymous, and also for his drug use problem, even though all we've seen him do is marijuana so far. But he's still got a lot of unresolved baggage he needs to address. And that is one of the reasons why I say that I do not want Sand and Ray to get together by the end of this, because it just don't seem like Ray is in a place where he can actually be with anybody that's good for him and not sabotage it in some way, shape, or form. That's all I'm going to say. As green of a flag as Sand has been consistently through this show, Ray is just not in the right place to be in love with somebody that loves him back and accept the love as it is without thinking that there's an underlying motive or without sabotaging the relationship. So I do not want them together, realistically. And I think a lot of people are so stuck in the cow tongue first or first cow tongue. Their acting is so great, and we love to see them outside of this show together. But here, their characters are not really, at the moment, good for each other. Sand is good for Ray, but Ray is not good for Sand. Yeah. So it's the right person, wrong time. They have to have a right timing, or else this relationship will not last. So that's how I'm seeing it from, like, going forward. Top and Mew, it was Mew being a pick-me. And literally his whole reason for sleeping with Top in episode 5 was so that Top would not get bored with him. And that is such pick-me behavior, and it's very interesting to see the way it is for men when they distribute pick-me behavior, because we've all seen how it looks when women do it. But to see it showcased in this kind of setting under the BL lens of it all, it's really interesting, because that's exactly the energy that Mew gives off and Nick give off. They both have pick-me energy for individuals who have made it very clear about the type of people that they are, both Top and Ton. Now it seems like Ton and Nick is such a gray area. I'm not really sure. I think it looks like Ton is into Nick kind of a little bit, but then we found out all that information last episode about Ton's mother and what a jackass his father is, and the fact that he hasn't really seen his mom since she moved to New York and they got a divorce, and that is why he became the person that he is. So Ton is literally the creation of his father, and he has mom issues. So there's that, and we don't really know more past that. Top has rich parents that I guess didn't sleep with him when he was a kid, or let him sleep with them when he was a kid. So he got some issues concerning that. I don't really feel sorry for Top. I'm like, sir, you had 2 parents in the household. Like, what are you trying to make excuses for yourself? You are just being a lame man for nothing. But that's just me. That's how I'm seeing it. I'm like, Top, I get that you had the fire incident, but they did take you to therapy for that. And you do have prescription for it as well. So I'm not really understanding what's going on with Top in that regard, other than that he's using it as an excuse to want to sleep around, because he has more than enough money to go to therapy. Like everybody outside of Mew and Sand and Nick has money to get the issues that they have within themselves fixed, and they're not doing it. That is another conversation for another time. But yeah, I don't want to ramble too much in this introduction, but yeah, that was my little recap, my thoughts regarding the pairings here. Because at this point, I don't think I want none of them to stay with each other. Like, I don't want Top and Mew to stay together. I don't think I want Nick and Ton to stay together. I don't want Sand and Ray to stay together. I think everybody needs to heal separately and then try to come back together once they have their shit figured out. Because these are just broken people hurting people. Top is broken. He's hurting Mew. Ton is broken. He's hurting everybody he could get his hands on. Ray is broken and he's hurting Sand and everybody in the friend group. And I'm like, they're just not in a place, none of them, really, realistically, even Sand, as great of a flag as he is, he's not really in a place that the place that he wants to be financially or aspirational wise of what he wants to do with his life, to really be sucked into Ray's nonsense and the drama that he is in. And so, yeah, I think it's just, I'm not even sure if every couple has the right person, wrong time kind of situation, but especially for Sand and Ray, it's right person, wrong time. And the timing has to be right. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, y'all, we're going to get straight into this episode 7 reaction. But before we do, we are going to give our patron shout out to the lovely patrons on Patreon, y'all. So the first patron shout out does go out to Genoviva. The second patron shout out does go out to Audrey. The third patron shout out does go out to Avery. And then the fourth and final patron shout out does go out to Cloverme. And I want to thank you all so much for your support on the Patreon. It really does mean the world to me. And yeah, y'all, we're gonna see what we're gonna do here, okay? We're gonna see what we're gonna do. And see what they're gonna do here. Because I'm interested. Mew looks sinister in the episode 7 preview, so we're gonna see what this man is gonna do to get his revenge on Top. So what the heck? So did he swerve out of the way to get away from hitting somebody and he hit the side? Oh, this is too much. Okay, but, and I should not be pausing it this early, but the fact that the way that Sand says it versus the way that Mew says it speaks volumes. Even though Sand has known Ray less time than Mew, the way that Sand told Ray to love himself with so much sincerity and honesty and really hoping for him to actually listen versus the way that Mew said it like it was a backhanded comment is really showing the intent behind the words. Because when Sand said it, he said you really need to learn to love yourself. He said it with so much care and compassion in it versus when Mew said it. He said it very spitefully. And I'm like, yeah. How you seeing people? We didn't even see you, sir.
จริงๆเนี่ยกูก็ดูออกแหละว่ามันเป็นเพลย์บอยอะแต่นี่มันก็โหดเกินไปปะวะกูจะโทรไปด่ามันไม่หยุดเลยกูจะโทรไปด่าว่าไอ้เหี้ยทำไมทำกับเพื่อนแบบนี้วะโคตรยังซวยเลยคนเหี้ยอะไรวะเนี่ยไม่ต้องเกิดไม่ได้เลย
Even if they did, I don't think Tom would care. I'm just gonna be for real.
ต้องเหี้ยให้เท่ามันเว้ย
Okay.
ชิบอะไรของมึงวะก็คลิปเสียงที่มึงกับกูเอากันในรถมีคนเป็นคนเปิดให้กูฟัง
Oh, yeah.
มึงแบล็คเมย์กูเหรอ
Nobody blackmailed you, Top. You ain't worth it. Anyway.
กูไม่ทำอะไรมึงอยากฟังกูทำไมมึงแกล้งเล่นกันนะกูแค่อยากรู้ว่า
Y'all, like, before we get into the sinks, I already know what's going to be said here. Ton has every right to be upset. Because Ton's indiscretions aside, we already knew he was a hoe. And he's just out here doing his whole activities with whoever he chooses to do it with. And Tom was entertaining him. So, there's that. However, yeah, Mew was his friend. I ain't never really seen Ton or Mew really being that friendly to one another, but that's neither here nor there. However, again, what Nick did, like I mentioned in episode 3 when the situation happened, is highly illegal. Highly illegal. They're not even officially together. And I know how the laws work in Asian countries specifically. When it comes to this kind of thing, you can go to jail for a hot minute doing scandalous things like this. They're even in the issues like outside of Thailand, in Korea, this kind of thing gets you in jail because you're not supposed to be doing it. There's no reasonable explanation for you to do that unless you're married and you're trying to get evidence of them cheating. Then that would be reasonable because you're married and the country and the law recognizes you as the spouse that is being cheated on. This is not the case. Nick, he gonna deserve whatever blowback Ton gives him, whatever he says. Nick is deserving of it being said because he went too far. And then he shared the clip with Sand, and Sand took the clip, shared it with Ray. Ray took the clip and shared it with Mew. Yeah. Oh no. Sand told him. I don't think Ton likes those words being said to him in general. I really don't think that he likes those words being said to him in general. Because I feel like Mew and Nick is about to enter their villain eras. Nick just got dumped by Ton, even though they were never together. In his mind, they was. Even after he said that he loved him, but I think that Ton has an issue with people saying that they love him, specifically because I know for sure his dad has never said it, and I know for sure the last person who said it that he actually loved back was his mom. So there's that issue. That's why Ton, all of a sudden, he was looking like he was about to give in to what Nick was saying, but when Nick said that he loved him, it was like a switch flipped, because that's a trigger word. I think Ton is triggered by anybody saying that they love him, because the last person who said it was his mom, and she left him with the dad. So there is that. But I feel like Nick is going to do something here. He may be hurt and down right now, but Nick and Mew is going to come back with a vengeance on both Ton and Top. I feel it. I feel it. And I hope that Nick don't team up with that dude from engineering, that's Drake's character, because then that would be all kind of bad. I thought Mew said he was done being the good guy. Why you out here? Burn that book. Burn it. Okay? Like, what did Max say on him and Sugar's song? Agassi's song? If everything was all wrong, burn it till it's all gone. Period. He did say that. That is not a lie, so... Even though Ton was lying, he assumed it. It wasn't true. Oh God. Here we go. Is it flammable? I hope that's linoleum. That's all I'm gonna say. Sir, why are you out here hopping on people when you know you're gonna get hurt? I like the way he looks at things. And that's true. A perfect family is whatever you make it. It can even be a chosen family. Don't even have to be anybody blood related to you. Okay, Sans. I don't understand how we got here. But, you know, Ray is a master at the words. So that's all we're gonna say. Not them fighting in the water though. But you got a punch in it too. But Ton didn't punch him back. Sand. I don't know how this is even. I don't know. Just, I don't know if Top is even going through anything or he's mad because it's something that he can't have. That's what I really think this is. Top is not sad that the relationship with Mew is over. He's mad because he no longer has control. That's what he's really upset about. I don't even think it's love. It's just he's mad because he has no control. Because Mew ended the relationship first. Somebody that he thought was weaker than him.
มาหาทางเอาคืนมันหน่อยดีปะ แล้วแกจะทำไงอ่ะชื่อแก๊ปอยู่วิศวะทำให้เขาที่ชื่อว่าแฟนฟอร์ฟันเป็นคอนเทนต์พวกแอบถ่ายเขาไม่ยินยอมมันใช้ให้มึงเมาใช่ปะเรื่องของกูถ้ามึงไม่อยากติดคุกอ่ะมึงอย่ามายุ่ง
Okay, but like, not Mew trying to say that and you taking the video and we know you're going to release it publicly. That's all I'm going to say. Mew better not release this video publicly.
มิวตอนที่ชื่อแก๊ปไงมึงจำไม่ได้หรอกูก็เพิ่งได้ดูเนี่ยจะอายอะไรวะมึงเล่นดีจะตายกูจะให้พ่อดูด้วยอะครับพ่อจะให้รู้ไงว่ามึงแสดงดีแค่ไหนอะ
Now. You can get revenge on this person all you want to, but if Ton is not out to his dad, and Mew is trying to threaten to out him to his dad using a sex tape that was recorded without his consent, what did I say about Mew being worse than both Top and Ton? Because this is damn near criminal. And he could be putting Ton's life at risk if his father is homophobic. So yeah, I'm not... Realistically, yeah, no. Yeah, he slept with this man while you were still not even really together. And he had a history with this man before you. And you could be upset at that. And you could cut him off as your friend at that. That's what you're entitled to do. But this is on another level of sick and sadistic that Mew needs to wake up from before he gets too deep. Because this can go into areas of non-consensual films being shared without the person's permission. Mew, for sharing the video with his father, can be an accessory to that. So he needs to tread very lightly and very carefully on this issue because it's not cute. We don't do that. Like, if I'm upset with you and I know that you're in the closet, I'm not going to out you to your parents over a whore that I already knew was a whore before you introduced him. Yeah, that's not what I'm gonna do. That's not what I'm gonna do. Why would he say that? Even to joke, even to play, that's not funny. This is beyond betraying friends. So. Here comes another personal issue, right in the midst of the shit. Did he punch Mew? Tom! What the hell was that? What the hell was that? Oh my god. Tired of you, Ray. I'm tired of you. Tired. Like, I think this just whole nonsense needs to stop. I don't get it. I don't want them together either. So you want to be his second choice? Okay. Whatever, Ray. Go on ahead. Do this nonsense. Mew and Ray out here like this. Is this his imagination? Because why? Why are we thinking like this? Oh, it's really happening? Sand. I'm sorry. Because this, I don't get this. This is nonsense. Anyway. There was just a lot of shit this episode. I am not gonna lie. Like, this was a lot of shit this episode. Yeah, that's like the only way I could really describe it. There was just a lot of shit, a lot of shit. Okay, yeah, that's the only way I could really without. Yeah, that's it. That's the only way you could really describe it. There was just a lot of shit this episode, and I did not like the characteristics about Mew that are coming out. Like, even though what he said to Boston was in a way true, it was just the fact that you would even tease the idea of publicly outing someone and releasing their sex tape. I don't care how mad I am, whether you're a friend or an ex-friend, the thought of outing you, knowing that your parent is homophobic, and knowing that your parent is running for political office would never cross my mind as a decent, ethical human being. Even to joke and pretend like I would. I never would. I never would fuck with that. I never would pretend to do that. And it's kind of reminiscent of another character that I believe it was either Force or a book, because I didn't watch Enchanté, but I heard that one of them did actually out one of the characters that they played. One of the characters, whether it was Force's character or Book's character in that show, outed somebody and still got a happy ending. Okay, so I'm like, even to tease the idea of outing someone, knowing that you are in Thailand, even in the United States, in certain areas, it is life-threatening. Even as a joke, I would never joke with you like that, because I know that there's nothing funny about somebody that you are related to being so upset that you are gay or just not straight, that they would actually kill you to save their reputation. So when Mew even brought up that idea of it, I lost every ounce of respect. Okay, so like now I don't really care about Mew. Mew is actually, in my opinion, like I said before, worse than Top and Ton. Because the fact that you would even think, oh, it's funny, I'm a joke, and then try to say, oh, my mom's raised me better than that. Did they? Because you got all the way here. You were out here teasing it to this man's father, and if his father has connections, and if he digs deeper into what you said and finds out things about Ton that he shouldn't, and that he's not ready to find out because you wanted to be funny, then what you gonna do? Friend or not? Ex-friend or not? Because the fact of the matter is, you knew that Ton and Top had a history when Ton introduced you to Top. You knew that Top was a whore before Ton introduced you to Top. When he introduced you to Top, you knew he was. Every sign was there, Mew, and you still chose not to believe it because you just wanted to be picked by this man that you thought was so attractive, and just threw caution to the wind and got burned because you was playing with fire. You knew Top's reputation. You didn't not know anything about this man. You just didn't know that he and Ton had slept together before, which is not your business because that was before you. But you knew he had been around. And then you found out that him and Ton slept together in the car. Albeit, it was scantless on Ton's part, yeah. But you knew how Ton is. When he has something, and he wants it again, he gonna take it. That's just how he is. Okay? That's just how he is. We all know that. You still choosing to be friends with him, knowing that he's like this. Are we shocked? You shouldn't be. So, I'm just like, my respect for you is just, it's gone. It's gone. Like, my respect for Ray, it's leaving. It's leaving. It's leaving because I'm like, Ray, why are you still pining over Mew? You are the second choice. You are not his first choice. And then the episode 8 preview ain't no better. I'm like, Sand is out here in love with Ray, perfectly willing to be with him, and Ray is still pining over Mew, who just got dumped by Top. And Top is out here crying a river. I'm like, I don't give a damn about your little tear falling down your face. Wonderful acting on Force's part, though. Wonderful. Wonderful. But I don't give a damn about Top. Top, whatever happens to you as a character in the show happens. We don't care. I'm concerned about Nick because he's still out here being a pick-me in episode 8. Not really concerned about Ton because Ton's going to be who he is. I know that man ain't ever going to apologize, so it'll be a cold day in hell before Ton ever apologizes for what he did with Top. So they will be waiting in vain. He is not sorry. That's just who he is, and they knew that. You knew being friends with Ton what type of man he was. him and Top are the opposite ends of the same goddamn coin. So obviously they will get along. Obviously they would go together. Top knew that man was lying about Ray the moment he showed the picture and the video. But he didn't care. He wanted a little something because he wasn't getting it from you. And that's on period. And I'm just like, you could try to say, oh, he tricked me into thinking this and that and the third. You know Ton is a liar. Sometimes. And you knew that Mew and Ray had nothing romantic going on between them because Ray was chasing and Mew was not reciprocating anything regarding the chase. So if you can't put context clues together, how can you even call yourself a top tier man? Well, you can't even make out what someone is not really into someone versus someone that is. Period. But yeah, that is just my thoughts. I don't really care. Like, the only character that I care for is Sand and Nick as well, because I hope he gets, like, releases himself from the chokehold that is Ton. But as for, like, and I love me some Neo. So I love me some Neo, and Ton is a character you love to hate. And so I do kind of a bit, like a small smidgen care about Ton. But as for Top, Mew, and Ray, they are on my shit list. I'm like, I do not like these characters. Mew seems like he's going to progressively get worse. And I told y'all that he would probably become worse than Top and Ton combined. It's tracking. And then Top, trash. Ray, he out here hurting Sand for no reason and then trying to lead Sand on. Trash. I don't wish them the best in this series. So I wish the best for Sand and the best for Nick. And that's it. That's all. But yeah, y'all, that is my reaction to Only Friends episode 7. And if y'all stayed all the way through my ramblings, I do apologize if it's a bit long on the Patreon. But if you're watching this on YouTube, it will be very much cut down. So it will not be as long, hopefully. But yeah, y'all, that is my reaction. And I will see y'all in the next reaction that I do on the channel. And before I go, sign off, I'm also going to say a big shout out to the subscribers on the YouTube channel. Thank y'all so much for rocking with me, both the new and the old subscribers, and a big shout out to the patrons on Patreon once again. Thank y'all for supporting the Patreon. And until the next video, y'all, I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.